to show you some of the things that'll make your life easier. Just remember, computers can be your best friend or your worst enemy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
All at the same time.
absolutely. So basically, I did bring my laptop today, not that I'm going to do anything with it, but I also brought some other things. Those of you that have laptops, basically, they're designed to do certain things. They're not as good as a desktop, but they can do a lot of the same things for short periods of time. You've got a power supply, it's usually an external one, and it has so many watts, but people get things like laptop coolers. I have modified mine. I give it a little extra space between the laptop and the cooler to let more airflow underneath. I always suggest a cooler like this. It's got an external power supply. A lot of them have USB power supplies that plug into your laptop, but what that does is it taxes the power supply more, makes the laptop run hotter because it's running more things, and it's defeating the purpose of actually having a cooler because it's making the laptop run hotter instead of cooler. This particular one has extra slots on the side for SD-RAM cards, cards from your cameras, a couple extra USB ports. At home I have a little laptop stand. I actually taped a keyboard onto it, and I've got an external mouse. I plug them into these here, and this plugs into the back of my laptop. That's what I do with that. And keeping your laptop cool will extend the life of it. It really will. This particular device is a little travel kit. I looked online last night, found a few. This one's an HP. I don't think they make it anymore because I haven't been able to find it again. It's got a miniature mouse. This device over here is a LAN cable that extends out like 8 feet. There's 2 adapters up here, oops, that actually turn that LAN cable into a telephone cord. So if you have to do online through telephone to get online, it'll do that. Over here there's an adapter that allows it to be a crossover cable. So if you're going from computer to computer, you don't actually have to have a hub. To do that, you can use a crossover cable. And then also this has a miniature hub. It's a USB 1.0, which is the really slow ones, and a lot of devices don't work well with them. It's really slow. But that's what this is. The device that fell out is a Wi-Fi antenna that goes into a USB slot. It's a lot like the flash drives that we use to transfer data back and forth. That's what that is. Also, a paintbrush or a duster. I use this to get the dirt and dust off the keyboards, sometimes off the screen on my monitor, etc. Just to keep things cleaner so that it works better. Most of us have cell phones. Some of them are really nice, you know, the Blackberries, etc. I've got a little Nokia. I don't have the full QWERTY keyboard, so texting and stuff, I don't even bother with. But it does attach to my computer via this cable. A lot of the cables you use have different ends. This is proprietary, so it's got this funky looking little end on it that only fits in my phone. But I can transfer my data from my phone to Outlook on the computer, or I've also got a program from Nokia that'll save all my phone numbers, email addresses, everything right onto my computer. So I've got a second backup. And speaking of backup, that was good.
Does this do a calendar too?
Yes, it does.
It syncs with your...
It syncs with my calendar and everything else. But basically, I believe everyone needs to back up your data. A lot of different ways to back up your data. We have the old original 3.5-inch hard drive that's inside of a case. I always suggest a case that has a fan on it. Keep that hard drive cool or you're going to shorten the life of it. This one has an external power supply. It uses the same plug that plugs into your USB printer on your regular computer. So you could actually just unplug the printer, turn this in, back it up. I suggest a program called SyncBack, which is a free program. You can set up a profile where it backs up on a certain day at a certain time, and you can set up whatever files you want to back up. So every week, turn on your external hard drive, plug it in, and it'll back it up at the same time, back up all your files, so if something does happen to the computer, you've still got your data. No one wants to lose their data. Also, we've got the 3.5 inch, it's bulky. Here's another type. This is a laptop hard drive inside of a case. When my laptops go out of warranty, I yank the hard drive and I put a faster one in. The ones that come in most laptops are 5400 RPM. Most desktop hard drives are 7200 RPM, therefore they access the data faster and makes things go faster. So I throw the laptop 7200 RPMs on my laptops. I've got a program, a Cronus, that actually will clone one hard drive to the other so that everything is in exactly the same place it was on the original hard drive. You don't have to reload your programs or your data or anything else. You do want to back it up before you ever do that though. This particular hard drive has a USB plug that plugs into it, and on the other side it has two plugs. Because they take power to power them up and you don't have a regular power supply that goes to them, you use two USB ports on the laptop, which gives it enough power to power the hard drive. This particular hard drive I use for my Garmin, it's 9.3 gigabytes. It's really small. It came out of one of our old laptops. I put a bigger, faster hard drive in it. The one I normally use on this computer, and I back everything up onto, is this hard drive. It has a little different plug. It still has the dual plugs that go onto the laptop. It also gives you the female side of it, which lets you plug another USB something into it. And then it's got a funny little plug on this end, which normally would fit into a BlackBerry, a camera, GPS, stuff like that. This particular one is a SATA hard drive, which they're starting to put into laptops. Has a nice leather case. It's pretty. But this has the original laptop hard drive that was in this laptop. It's not as fast as the one I've got in it now, but it definitely works. And for what I'm doing, you know, backing up data, the stuff off the camcorder will actually go into a file on this, and then I'll burn it onto a DVD, and then get it to our people. And that's hard drives. And it's nice to